You are lying next to someone. It is 50,000 years before Christ. The fire has almost gone out. The tribe is asleep around you. And somewhere across the camp, someone is looking at you. You know what that look means. And so does your partner. This exact moment, this exact conflict, has been happening inside human brains for 300,000 years. Before language, before marriage, before any law ever written. The jealousy you feel today is not a modern problem. It is one of the oldest programs in the human brain. And the story of where it came from will make you look at your own relationships completely differently. Let us start with a question that scientists have been arguing about for decades. Were ancient humans monogamous? The short answer is, nobody fully agrees. But the evidence points in a very specific direction. Look at human anatomy. In species where males compete violently for females, males are significantly larger than females. Gorillas, for example, males are twice the size of females. In monogamous species, the size difference is small. In humans, males are about 15% larger than females. That puts us somewhere in the middle. Not fully monogamous, not fully polygamous, something more complicated. Helen Fisher, biological anthropologist at Rutgers University, spent 30 years studying this question. Her conclusion: humans evolved a dual mating strategy. We are wired for both pair bonding and infidelity simultaneously, not one or the other, both at the same time. The tension between those two drives is not a bug in your brain, it is the original design. Here is what that looked like in practice 50,000 years ago. A typical hunter-gatherer group had between 20 and 50 people. You knew everyone. You saw them every day, all day, for your entire life. There were no strangers. There was nowhere to go. In that world, a pair bond was not romantic. It was a survival contract. A man who brought food to a woman and her children increased the odds that those children would survive. A woman who stayed with one man gave him confidence his children were his, which meant he kept bringing food. The arrangement worked because everyone depended on it, but the arrangement was also under constant pressure. Because in a group of 20 to 50 people, where everyone knew everyone, attraction did not disappear. And Stone Age infidelity, as evolutionary biologist Nigel Barber has written, was not a modern invention. The human body carries the evidence. Men have comparatively large testicles for their body size. Biologists call this a marker of sperm competition. It means that across evolutionary history, female humans were sometimes having sex with more than one partner close together in time. The male body adapted to compete. This is not a moral statement. It is a biological record of what actually happened. So yes, ancient humans cheated, and when they did, the consequences were severe. Jealousy in humans is not culturally learned. It appears in every documented human society, without exception. From isolated tribes in the Amazon to ancient Mesopotamian law codes, the emotional response to a partner sleeping with someone else is the same. Rage, grief, obsession. This universality tells scientists one thing: jealousy was selected for. The ancestors who felt it strongly enough to act on it had a reproductive advantage. Their children survived. The ones who felt nothing had fewer descendants. In hunter-gatherer societies documented by anthropologists, a man discovering his partner with another male could face one of the most dangerous situations in the tribe. Researcher Christopher Boehm, who compiled a database of 65 foraging societies, found that personal conflicts over sex were one of the leading causes of violence and killing within groups. Not predators, not rival tribes, internal conflicts, often over infidelity. Being expelled from a group in 50,000 years before Christ was not embarrassing. It was a death sentence. You could not survive alone. No fire meant no warmth. No group meant no hunting large animals. No tribe meant no protection from the dark. When ancient communities decided someone was too disruptive to keep, the punishment was not a fine or a prison sentence. It was exclusion. And exclusion meant dying in the forest alone within weeks. Which brings us to something researchers discovered in 2016 that rewrote how we understand this entire story. Around 10,000 years ago, something changed. Polygamy decreased dramatically. Monogamy, as a social norm, spread rapidly across dozens of societies at almost the same time. Monogamy, as a social norm, spread rapidly across dozens of societies at almost the same time. It was not religion. It was not morality. It was disease. As human populations grew denser with the arrival of agriculture, sexually transmitted infections spread more widely. Chlamydia and gonorrhea in particular cause infertility. Groups where men shared multiple female partners had lower birth rates. Groups with stricter pair bonding had more children who survived. Monogamy spread not because it felt right, but because the alternative was killing the tribe from the inside. The structure of modern relationships was shaped by an invisible pathogen 10,000 years ago. And yet, despite this, infidelity never disappeared. Research by evolutionary psychologist David Buss at the University of Texas, across 37 cultures, found that both men and women cheat at roughly similar rates. Though they tend to experience jealousy differently, men, on average, respond more intensely to the idea of a partner having sex with someone else. Women, on average, respond more intensely to the idea of a partner forming an emotional bond with someone else. These differences map almost exactly onto the core reproductive vulnerabilities of each sex. Men evolved to care about paternity certainty. Women evolved to care about losing a partner's resources and protection. These are not stereotypes. These are patterns so consistent across cultures that they point to ancient selection pressures, not modern social conditioning. You are not broken if you feel jealousy. You are running 300,000-year-old software. And here is the part that no one talks about. The pair bond that modern humans practice, that feeling of deep attachment to one specific person, that pain when they are gone, that specific kind of love, is not universal among animals. Most mammals do not have it. A female lion does not mourn a specific male. A chimpanzee does not stay with one partner across years. But humans do, and prairie voles do, and a handful of other species. In those species, the brain produces oxytocin and vasopressin in specific patterns when bonding with a partner. The same neurochemicals that create attachment in a mother to a newborn. Pair bonding in humans is literally built on the same ancient brain chemistry as maternal love. It is that deep, that old, that fundamental. Which means this: when your partner leaves or looks at someone else, or you lie awake wondering what they are thinking, that is not weakness. That is your ancient brain doing exactly what it was designed to do. It was designed in the dark 50,000 years ago around a dying fire, and it is still running.